Disruption can happen at any time in any industry. From driverless cars to plant-based meats, there's always going to be something that shakes up the market. As companies respond to disruption, investments in innovation are expected to nearly double in the next 5 years. Today, companies are putting on average 15% of revenues back into innovation, including investments in research and development, new technologies, partnerships, and mergers and acquisitions. In the next 5 years, this proportion is going to increase to approximately 20% of revenues. For the 1,090 companies that we reached out to, this could mean 6 trillion over the next 5 years. Most companies strive to innovate, but then fall flat when it comes to turning these innovation investments into actual growth. Why? Because they do not direct their innovation efforts strategically and with the right discipline. Through our research, which interviewed 20 global innovation experts and 1,090 executives across 11 industries, we explored, first, how companies allocate their innovation investments across their portfolio of businesses, and second, to what extent they manage those investments to increase the odds of success. To study the businesses within the portfolio of each company, we grouped them by their maturity level. Legacy businesses are the oldest and most mature and provide steady cash flows to their company. These businesses tend to be what companies are best known for. They have probably reached the peak of their growth S-curve or will do so soon. The second group are growth businesses. These experience strong and growing market demand and drive an important share of the company's growth. These companies are in the middle of their S-curve, growing rapidly, but they're already starting to shift their focus from innovation to efficiency. And finally, emerging businesses are the newest ventures, often based on new business models and yet to be scaled. These businesses are only beginning their journey up the S-curve. Similarly, we looked at 3 different types of innovation. First, incremental innovation, which enables small improvements or extensions to existing offerings. Think of it as adding a new flavor or packaging material to your well-established drinks product line, or the changes that car or smartphone models go through every 1 to 2 years. Then, breakthrough innovation, which helps create new products or services, often by using radically new technologies or ways of working. But it still relies on the same business model. We like to think of it as the first iPhone. And finally, disruptive innovation, which enables a completely new offering, usually based on new business models. This kind of innovation reshapes markets and transforms business models and industries. Incumbents struggle to champion it or react to it, since it shakes and threatens the very foundations where the firm is based on. One example could be high-speed transport, such as Hyperloop. Portfolio innovation is defined as the application of incremental and non-incremental innovation, that's breakthrough and disruptive innovation, across all business maturity levels. Where should the focus be? Let's have a look at what Julian Birkinshaw, Professor and Deputy Dean of London Business School, told us.
And the way I like to think of it is as follows. If you've got 3 layers of innovation, incremental innovation, just doing slight improvements in products and services, new products or sustaining innovations, which essentially are helping you to grow by creating products and services adjacent to your existing offerings. And then the top level is what we might call game-changing innovations, or sometimes what are called blue ocean strategies, completely new offerings. If you look at those 3 levels, quite clearly the amount of money going to the lower levels should be most. But you've got to find a way of deliberately putting some dedicated money into those high-level game-changing innovation opportunities. Otherwise, they will never happen, because by definition, the returns on those investments are going to be 3 to 5 to 10 years out.
Using our portfolio innovation model as a guide, we asked the 1,090 executives how much of each type of innovation they applied to each of their businesses. First, we found that today, legacy is not start of innovation. While newer businesses might steal the spotlight, when it comes to actual application of innovation, legacy receives the most attention. Second, we found that in the next 5 years, the proportion of companies applying any type of innovation to their legacy business will increase by over 50%. So, in short, innovation spend and spread will grow significantly. In the next 5 years, companies will be investing almost twice as much as today and innovating more pervasively across their portfolios. With such complexity, how can companies increase the chances of success?